Hey, what's up, kids? Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I got some questions today. We've had a backlog of questions. So let's just jump right in here on these. And I might need some help on these today. So if you have any feedback, feel free to jump in here and throw your answers to these questions up here because there's a lot of open-ended space for these questions. It's really good. It's actually really helpful. And there should be. So scroll down below. You can see the questions. Fill in as you want to. Obviously, we're all in this together, so the more we can help each other out, the better. Actually, a super cool opportunity here for someone if they have last question down there. I think if you know anybody who's in the Facebook management world, there's an opportunity there for you as well. Okay, so let's just dive in here and answer questions first up. So, hey everybody, good to see you. Let me just go after Joshua's question first here. So, Joshua asked this question a while back. Joshua, sorry it's taking me this long to get to it. We just have a backlog, and it's great to have you in here. He wanted to know about books or resources on meeting structures for daily, weekly, and quarterly like team meetings. That's a good question. And so many of us have come from like 9 to 5s or corporate structures where really we wasted an enormous amount of time in meetings. We don't do that with our team and our staff. We meet when we need to. So here's two thoughts there. One is, and this will kind of go into Andrus's question here in a minute as well. One is absolutely be as structured as you can on keeping conversations in the project or task that it's associated with, right? There's no need to have a big team meeting if those little comments, questions, hey, can you check this out? Hey, what about this thought? That kind of stuff, that kind of chatter can happen inside a really good project or task management suite. So our team keeps our conversations in a couple of places. One would be Zoom if we have to have a live conversation, and the other would simply be in our project or task management suite. Just toss them in there, and that way the conversations stay in the task they're supposed to be in. So if it's about a logo creation, if it's about a website build, if it's about copy, if it's about video, if it's about speaking engagement coming up, if it's about an event that we're planning, whatever it is, those conversations happen there. That way we can quickly go back and find the conversations. And let's say you're doing event planning for some big speaking thing you get to go to. Well, cool. Well, next year when that event comes back around, it sure is nice for your team to have last year's set of tasks to go with it, and it brings up a whole big workflow and helps you just not have to recreate the wheel every time. So that's first thing right there. What's up, William? Cian, awesome to see you. Happy Monday. The next thing up there, I would say for you, Joshua, books or resources on meeting structures for daily, weekly, and quarterly meetings. The next thing I want to throw out there is really the need to have those meetings. I would limit those to weekly. We do a weekly and a quarterly meeting in our team, if this helps any. If they're a brand new team member, someone on my team, when I was first starting out, it would be me, but now it's someone else on my team, will meet with that new team member daily to make sure that their workflow up and running, that they're not getting a whole day's worth of work done, chasing their tail on something that's not really the right thing. So we give them the SOPs, we give them training videos, all that kind of stuff, meet with them weekly for daily for a couple of weeks, then go to like 3 times a week, then go to 2 times a week. Then after about a month to 6 weeks, depending on their proficiency and skill set at getting up and running quickly, we drop that down to once a week meetings. All right, so I meet with 2 team members on a weekly basis, 2 people who run 2 major sections of my agency, and that's what I do. I do a little bit of mentoring, definitely some check-in on tasks and projects that I need to have involvement with, but usually that's more just mentoring and leadership, right? They're very capable people, and we've built a lot of good SOPs, so my goal is to lead them, not to micromanage, and that really helps. That helps a lot, actually. When we as bosses try to micromanage, I'm not saying you're doing this, but when we as bosses try to micromanage, we've all been there. If you hire capable people, let them do their work, and just lead them in the culture and the connection that you want them to have to the client and relating to their teams, their sub teams, and really building that up. So my job is really a mentor and a leader, not a task or project management pusher. And then resources or books. I've recently been reading Clockwork. Really cool book. I can't think of the guy's name. Sorry. I'll pull up my Audible account real quick. Clockwork has been a really great book. There's so many books out there. And the cool thing about this is there's not a lot of new information out there. It seems like there is, but there's really not. Okay, let's see. Downloaded books. Clockwork by Mike McAlsquiz. McAllowis. Cool name. Anyway, I'm horrible at spelling and reading, but I hope that helps. Another one I would recommend is Tony Hsieh, He's the guy who invented Zappos. I think it's Delivering Happiness is the book. Um, and he's got a lot in there about company culture. And I think meetings are more company culture oriented than productivity oriented. If it's meetings for productivity reasons, typically meetings are pretty unproductive ways to do that. If it's meetings for, again, leadership, culture building, and connection, they're great ways to do that. So, hope that helps, sir. Again, anybody else have book suggestions or whatever for Joshua, please drop them in there. All right, let's go to the next one. Andrus, project and task management tools, including team chat. So yeah, Andrus, this is a post from a few weeks ago. And again, sorry, it's taking me so long to get back to you on this one. We use Wrike, W-R-I-K-E is the name of the system we use. That is not because it's the best one out there. I'm a huge fan of picking a system that seems right for you and sticking with it. People who change project and task management suites, every 6 to 12 months because there's some new thing that pops up. Like, oh my gosh, we got to do that one. It's color coded and you can drag and drop. I get it. That's fun. If that's where you are right now, start there. But ultimately, once you get anchored into one, it's a huge pain and a big issue for your team to swap. So stay with something if it's working. So we've used Wrike. Again, W-R-I-K-E is how you spell that for the past, 5, 6 years. And Wrike has been really helpful. Here's why we use Wrike, and here's why so many other systems like Wrike are really great. All right. You want to have a system that allows you to break projects into tasks and then into subtasks. Okay. So you got a big project. Let's say it's, for us, here's how we do it. We'll have a client name on the big project, the main project folder. Just be a simple client name. And then underneath that, we'll have human resource, marketing, operations, and finance. Those 4 subfolders in every project task or project suite that we have. Under those 4 sub-project folders, we then break down into all the tasks that could be related to human resources for that client. All right, we manage and grow a lot of surgery practices and really unique niche communities. That's what we do in our agency. So we do an enormous amount of marketing and communication, like a lot of us do in this group, but we also do HR and operations and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you break in and have a kind of a substandard process for every time you get a new client. Here's the project folder we have. And then there's subfolders in there that's always the same organizational system we use. And those subfolders in our project and task management suite match subfolders in our Google Drive, right? So every time you go into the project or task management suite in Wrike or Asana or whatever you use, we'd have subfolders that are for us, marketing, operations, human resource, and finance. We have the same thing in our Google Drive, client folder, then operations, marketing, human resource, and finances. And then underneath there, there'd be a breakdown of smaller tasks like, okay, marketing. Well, now we have a website. So we have a website folder. And then we have, under there, we'd have a copy folder and an image folder and a video folder and a build folder and all the sub things. And then we have a bunch of tasks in there. All right. So project and task management suite, you want to make sure your project folders and your task are really handled well. Obviously, most of these systems use, the right date that you can start and stop. You have a Gantt chart in there. You can see how the workflow is going. You can track hours. Big thing to be able to track hours, have start and stop times on your tasks, start and stop dates. So you can actually have a Gantt chart view and see where things are overlapping and what's getting something stuck. That's helpful. Hours are helpful for billing reasons, obviously. And if you're billing by the project, not by the hour, you still want to know how many hours it takes your team to do the work. That way you know what your costs are, right? And then diving in a little deeper, you want to make sure that project or task management suite, Junaid, I see you there. I want to make sure that project or task management suite is also able to connect to like a cloud service like Google Drive or Dropbox or Windows 360 or whatever it is. Whatever you use, you want to make sure that your project task management can seamlessly integrate with that. One more pro tip there is we don't allow our files and our data to be kept in the project and task management suite. We keep that in Google Drive and we link it into our project and task management suite. That way, we don't have to get stuck. If we ever do decide to change project or task management suites, they don't own, and it's not just this enormous pain to untangle everything and put it back into a drive or shift it to some other brand. The drive is where it stays. We kind of pull it out and work on it in our project and task management suite like a big work table, and we put it back in the drive where it belongs. That way it stays unified. So that management suite thing there, Andrus, is the team communication, the team chat. In most of these really good systems, they have a really good chat feed that allows you to really have a conversation in the task itself. And you can mention people. It's a lot like working in Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or any other social platform, LinkedIn, whatever. It's just all kept inside the task management suite so that the conversations are anchored and connected to the relevant task and project. And then as you mention people and share that task appropriately with whoever needs it, they can be brought in to the information flow. And it keeps all the conversations unified around the topic that they're supposed to be part of. That's really, really helpful, and it's really great for organization. So whatever system you use, make sure it's got those big kind of key categories covered. Junaid, everyone shares similar concepts from different perspectives. I love that 360 views of information from all the many perspectives that you get to read. It definitely helps. You never know which one's going to wake you up. Absolutely, Junaid. So yeah, anybody, again, great point, Junaid. Anybody can mention this in this little post right here. Anybody who's got input into these questions, please feel free to dump your answers in here because it really does help everybody grow. CN, are you saying Gantt? Yes, I'm saying Gantt chart. What's that an acronym for? I don't know, CN. That's a good question. But a Gantt chart, that's a good question. I guess you can Google it. Is one of those charts that shows like a linear progression, a timeline of bunches of projects or tasks. And you might have one that starts on January 1 and goes to February 1. And then that one is the next task, let's say, is dependent on this task being finished by February 1. It can't start until that one's done. And you see it going across for a month. And you might have 3 that can happen at the same time. Gantt charts are really cool ways to see a workflow process, and it really helps. Veronica, I love Google Drive. Yes, no kidding. And it's also great for editing content. No kidding, Veronica. There's so many times that we're like sick of Zooming with our team. And so we might be working on something together. Like, for instance, Lucy and I, my team, were working on something Friday, a presentation for something that's coming up. And she was building slides. And we just kind of quit Zoom for a second. Just jump on an audio call. And being able to share Google Drive stuff is so easy. To make it so easy to see where your team is, what's going on, to track changes, to be able to make updates. Just love all that. Okay, last question here. Again, anybody has any answers or questions on these things, drop them here in the comments. If you got an idea, great. If you have more questions about what we're talking about, load them up. And obviously, if you have more questions on other topics, load me up. We'll answer them here if we have time, or tomorrow when we jump back on live Q&A. Okay, so is my broadcast coming through fine? I'm looking here at my phone on notes, but it looks like my broadcast got paused. I think I'm good. All right, so Tracy, looking to hire and expand Facebook media buyer ad strategist. By the way, this is a question that Tracy popped in, or a post she popped in a few days ago. So you can scroll down the feed in our group here, and you can see her post. If you have any ideas, want to connect to Tracy, feel free. Yeah, Tracy, and Tracy's specifically not looking for that graphic designer copy person. She's looking for the person who's driving the Facebook ads, the person who's actually building out the ads, dealing with the data, making sure that stuff is happening. So Tracy, what I would do is I would, Cian and Veronica, yeah, cool, great to see you guys. I would do 2 things there, Tracy. You're doing the right thing by just reaching out to a bunch of people in groups and seeing who knows who. You might want to look at a white labeling service also. There are a lot of people in this group and lots of other groups, I'm sure, a lot of people in this group who do very, very good work from a white labeling standpoint and will handle that Facebook white labeling piece for you. And here's why I recommend that. When as an agency, we do a lot of Facebook traffic, a lot of obviously organic stuff, and a lot of paid. And we don't do any of it in-house. And the reason is because we found that that's not our main wheelhouse. Tracy, if you run a Facebook ad agency, then awesome, that's your wheelhouse. If you, and I forget, Tracy, it's not right in front of me, I'm sorry. But if you run something that's not 100% just Facebook traffic oriented or a paid ad group, then it's really such a crazy, insane, changing market and such a highly developed skill set. And it's ever changing and ever moving. It's been easier for us to outsource. It might cost a tad more, but the quality of the stuff we get done is so much higher because we outsource to someone else. It allows us to focus on client acquisition and client sales and client handholding and all of that high-end stuff that we really actually get paid the most for and doesn't keep us tangled up in the learning of the Facebook. But Tracy, again, so sorry. Hey, Tracy, good to see you. Tracy, we're talking about your question right now. Tracy, remind me, do you have a Facebook ads agency? You know, you're looking for a Facebook person, um, or are you another type of agency and you're just trying to get Facebook ads stuff done? I'm so sorry, Tracy, that I've forgotten. It's Monday. My mind is still waking up, right? But anybody else who's out there looking for adding a Facebook ads manager person, I found it best to outsource that unless it is your specialty, which it could be Tracy's. She's going to answer that, I'm sure, here in a second. Um, then absolutely outsourcing it makes so much sense because it's just a nonstop changing process, and you can get way better conversions and way better intel if you outsource it. That's been my experience. I know some people love doing it all themselves, but honestly, I'm interested in how much time can I have and how much profit can I make and how much can I enjoy the ride along the way. And learning a lot and training in team and building and constantly chasing that Facebook algorithm is not something I or my team enjoys. And we make more money guiding and leading our clients than we do the nuts and bolts of the Facebook process. So we outsource it. Simple. So Tracy, if you're there, let me know because I'd love to give you more insight on that. That's the there we go, Tracy. So yeah, let's see, Tracy. Yes, we do Facebook ads and messenger bots. That's right. I'm just looking to free up myself. Yeah, for real. Okay, so yeah, Tracy, you are on the right page and on that topic then. So if you're not in Facebook land all the time, outsource to Tracy. There you go. Call Tracy. Tracy, I remember the bots thing. I just forgot about the Facebook thing. If you are in Facebook world like Tracy is and want to free yourself up, then yes, oh my gosh, finding the right person is so fantastic to free your world up. Tracy, if anybody knows anybody who's got a Facebook rock star that you know of, then absolutely, that's looking to be hired, then absolutely reach out to Tracy. CM, I lost the live video. Hope you finish this later. It's so weird. Hope you can see me, CN. I think I'm still here. Not sure what's happened there. Anyway, hope everybody's well. Yes, Tracy, you got this. Go get it. Crush it. And hope you find that person. So if anybody knows someone that Tracy could hire, somebody who's looking for that really unique opportunity, I've talked to Tracy. She's a great person. She'd be a really cool boss to work for, I'm sure. So anyway, and Tracy obviously is posting in a bunch of groups. That's a good one. Trying to think of other groups I know of that you could post in. There's one other one that's coming to mind. It's, what is her name? She used to be super involved with the ClickFunnels community, and she has like laptop lifestyle kind of. I think that's kind of the name of the brand, something like that. Anyway, she's amazing. There's so many Facebook agencies in this group, but everybody wants to hire their own people like you do, right? So it's pretty stingy. If you do know how to do Facebook ads, man, it's a great time for you. Obviously, Tracy, your agency's growing. It's just a great time to be in that space because there's so much people can do. Yeah, Tracy, I'm open to an in-house person or a contractor. Just not sure what they will want. Yeah, good question there. Anyway, super cool. There's so many opportunities there. All right, folks, that's it for me today. If you have any other questions or if you have feedback for folks who are asking questions here, absolutely jot them down below. Ask your questions and we'll answer them. It's all about moving us all forward at the same time. We can all do this. It's a great time, a freaking amazing time to be a digital agency owner of any type, or a communicator, coach, author, speaker, consultant, anybody who's moving people forward, moving their brands forward, moving their momentum forward right now. There's so much, I know we all feel it personally, but there's so much uncertainty in the world right now, like with politics and pandemic and all that. As someone who gets to guide clients, like you and me, we get to guide clients and help people move forward. This is the time when people need you the most. I know sometimes it seems like this is the hardest day to get business, but it's actually, if you think about it, from our standpoint, we're just flipping the script here and taking the mindset of, no, this is the best time to be getting clients. And it's working because having the conversation with a client that allows us to really impact them, to steer them into a hopeful situation. I don't mean pie in the sky, sprinkle dust stuff. I mean like real actionable hope where they know you can move forward because there is a way, there's a pattern. We're an agency. You're a marketing agency. You're a coach. You're a consultant. You're someone who can guide people forward and using the tools that you know about to help them achieve and overcome this crazy time is such a cool opportunity. So you get out there and crush it. This is such an amazing moment for all of us. It really is. So enjoy it. Enjoy it, but make sure you have the mindset of abundance and that you're sharing what you know in a really amazing way, that you're sharing clients and connections and resources, and that cycle comes back around. Get out there and be awesome, be in all these groups that we're in, and just add value and show people the way. Don't be a cheesy salesperson. Just get out there and love on people and give them real deal stuff they can use. And I promise you those clients will come back to you. And obviously, ask them to join the party. Ask them to join what you're doing. Ask them for their business. It's the great thing to do. People just simply need to know I got to do something. I know I got to pick somebody. Who do I trust? Be that trusted person and ask them to join you. All right. That is it for me today. Y'all have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you all. Just making sure I haven't missed any questions. Yeah, cool. I'll talk to you all tomorrow, same time. Tracy. Yep. I got you. Okay, cool. I'll see your question. We already got it. All right. Thanks. Bye, guys.